Good morning everyone. We are the group 7 and I am Ranelyn A. Angot. I'm the first reporter and we will discuss about the pricing strategies and the other subtopics. Retail pricing refers to the process of setting and adjusting the prices of products or services offered for sale to consumer in retail stores online. In a strategic decision-making process that involves determining the right price point to the maximize sales, profitability, and customer satisfaction while remaining competitive in the market. Okay, let's proceed to pricing strategies. What is pricing strategy? Ito yung paraan ng paglalagay ng mga presyo sa ating paninda. Why it is important? Bakit nga ba siya mahalaga? Mahalaga siya para yung mga customer mo ma-attract na bumili ng mga product mo. In short, a pricing strategy refers to all the various methods that small business use when setting prices for their goods or services. Meron tayong 12 different pricing strategies for a small businesses. So ano-ano nga ba yun? Una, pricing for market penetration. Aims to attract buyers by offering lower price on a good and services than competitors. Ibig sabihin, mag-iisip ka ng paraan na mas makilala na ma-attract mo yung mga buyers mo at mabenta lahat ng product mo. For example, yung kakompetensya mo, ang benta niya sa lotion is 100, tapos ibenta mo siya ng 95 basta mas mababa para mas maraming bumili sa'yo na kahit alam mong malulugi ka, at least hindi masasayang. 'Di ba? As a customer, minsan mas gugustuhin nating bumili sa pinakamura dahil nagtitipid tayo. Number 2 is economic pricing. This pricing strategy is no frills approach. It aims to attract the most price-conscious consumers. Sa economic pricing naman, ito yung pagbebenta mo ng product na halos same price lang sa mga suppliers mo. From the word no frills, walang idadagdag na tax para madadagdagan yung price. Most commonly itong ginagamit sa mga big stores katulad ng Walmart, Friendship, Pure Gold at iba pa. Number 3 is a pricing premium. Business set costs higher because they have a unique product or brand that no one can compete with them. So, nangyayari dito, most commonly sa mga unique product kung saan yung companies mismo ang nag-i-indicate o naglalagay ng price nito. Example, sa mga luxury cars na company ang nagsiset ng price dahil unique yung product nila, isiset nila ito ng mas mahal na halaga. Siyempre, isipin nila nakakaiba yung product nila, tapos yun na, tataasan nila yung presyo nila. Number 4 is price skimming. Involves setting sales high during initial phase of a product. Ang price skimming naman ay mostly nangyayari ito sa mga mobile phone na kung saan pag may nilalabas silang bagong phone, itinataas nila ang price, and then habang tumatagal, bumababa din yung price niya until makakapag-produce sila ng bagong unit ng cellphone. Number 5 is psychological pricing. Refers to techniques that marketers use to encourage customers to respond based on emotional impulse rather than logical ones. Kapag sinasabi mong psychological pricing, ito naman yung nagseset ng price na may butal. For example, imbes na 200 is gagawin na lang nilang 199 pesos. It is proven na nakakahikayat sila ng mga customers na may butal. Number 6 is bundle pricing. With bundle pricing, small business sells multiple products for lower rate than consumers will face if they purchase each item individually. From the word bundle o napakaraming product na pinagkaisa, maraming ganito ngayon lalo na magpapasko na kung saan mapansin nyo napakaraming nagpo-post ng mga bundle katulad ng mga spaghetti at saka macaroni, etc. Number 7 is geographical pricing. Involves setting a price point based on the location where it's sold. Pag sinabi natin geographical pricing, ito lang yung pagsaset natin ng price depende sa lugar na kinakatayuan ng business natin. Number 8 is promotional pricing. It involves offering discount on a particular product. Pag sinabi natin promotional pricing, ito naman yung paglalagay mo ng discount, sale, free, or di kaya buy one, take one na mabebenta mo. It's another competitive pricing strategy na mabenta mo lahat ng product mo. Number 9 is value pricing. Occurs when external factors force the small businesses to provide its customer to maintain sales. For example, bumababa na yung sales ng bench mo. As your sales goes down, mag-iisip ka ng ibang product na maiisip ng customer mo ang halaga, like lotion, body spray, na bench din upang mabili yung sales mo dun sa specific na product. Number 10, captive pricing. As a perfect example of a captive pricing strategy is seen with a company like Dollar Shave Club. Ito yung strategy kung saan magbibigay ka ng product at yung mga kailangan nito. Number 11 is dynamic pricing. It's when you charge different price depending on who is buying your product or services or when they buy it. Yung dynamic pricing release naman, lahat dito dahil nangyayari sa Shopee, etc. Diba, nagbabago yung price depending kung kailan natin siya bibilhin, like 11.11 or 12.12. Number 12 is competitive pricing. Is when your price either match beat those of the similar products that are sold by competitors. Competitive pricing naman, ito yung pagsiset mo ng price na kung saan hindi ka tataas sa mga competitors mo or hindi ka din ganun kababa para hindi ka malugi.
Hello, I am Christine Miranda, and for today I'm going to discuss the setting retail prices. It involves determining the appropriate selling price for a product or service in order to generate profit while remaining competitive in the market. To set retail prices, businesses often start by calculating the cost of production, including the materials, labor, overhead expenses, and any markups. Considerations in setting retail prices, we have the price sensitivity, competition, cost, and legal constraint. Customer price sensitivity and cost. As you can see, when the price increases, the sales can decrease as fewer customers feel the product is a good value. So what is price sensitivity? Price sensitivity is the degree to which the price of a product affects consumers' purchasing behaviors. Generally speaking, it's how the demand changes with the change in the cost of products. Next is the price sensitivity of customers' demand curve. As you can see in the photo, the curve, if customers are very price sensitive, sales decrease significantly with price increase. That also shows the degree to which demand changes when the cost of a product or service changes. Price sensitivity is commonly measured using the price elasticity of demand, which states that some consumers won't pay more if a lower priced option is available. And now, let's proceed to the price elasticity, a commonly used measure of price sensitivity. So we have this formula. Elasticity is equal to percent change in quantity sold over the percent change in price. Price elasticity refers to the extent to which changes in price affect the demand for a product. In other words, it measures the responsiveness of consumers to changes in the price of a product. If a product is price elastic, a small change in price will result in a large change in the demand for that product. Next is the pricing services challenges due to the need to match supply and demand, the difficulties the difficulties customers have in determining service quality, which means also the way in which the cost of a product affects consumers' purchasing decisions. Lastly, determining the service quality. Customers are likely to use price as an indicator of both service, cost, and service quality. To know where your service quality stands, you need to measure it by asking customers for their feedback and opinions. Once you know how your service quality is living up to customer expectations, you will better understand your customers' needs and what they value from your business.
Good day everyone. Good morning ma'am. Today, I will discuss about setting retail prices. How do retailers set retail prices? Theoretically, retailers maximize their profits by setting prices based on the price sensitivity of customers and the cost of merchandise and considering the prices being charged by competitors. Ang mga nagtitinda ay karaniwang nagtatakda ng presyo sa pamamagitan ng theoretical na layuning mapalaki ang kanilang kita. Kasama sa pagtatakda nito ang pag-aalala sa mga salik tulad ng sensitibidad sa presyo ng mga customer, gastos ng kalakal at presyo ng mga katungguli. Gayunpaman, sa realidad, hinaharap ng mga nagtitinda ang hamon ng pangangasiwa ng maraming produkto na kadalasang tinatawag na stock keeping units na maaaring umabot sa daan-daang libo. Kailangan nilang baguhin ang presyo para sa mga ito ng maraming beses sa buong taon upang manatiling kompetitibo at mapagbuti ang kanilang kita. Ang prosesong ito ay nangangailangan ng maingat at pagsusuri at estratehikong pagdidesisyon upang mapanatili ang balanse sa pagitan ng kita at dinamika ng merkado at pag-prices based on predetermined markup and merchandise cost. So, setting prices based on predetermined markup and merchandise cost means establishing the selling price of a product by adding a determined percentage or amount to the original cost of merchandise. This markup is typically set by businesses based on their target profit margin. Make adjustments to markup price based on customer price sensitivity and competition. So retailers may adjust markup prices based on customer price sensitivity and competition. If customers are highly sensitive to prices, meaning they are price conscious and likely to seek lower price alternatives, retailers may lower their markup to offer more competitive prices. Conversely, if customers are less price sensitive or if there is less competition in the market, retailers may increase their markup to maximize profits. These adjustments allow retailers to remain competitive while still maintaining profitability in the market. Retail price, cost of merchandise plus markup. This formula calculates the retail price by adding the cost of the merchandise to the markup amount. Retail price, cost of merchandise plus retail price x markup percent. This formula calculates the retail price by adding the cost of the merchandise to the markup percentage of the retail price. Retail price, cost of merchandise. This formula calculates the retail price by dividing the cost of the merchandise by 1, the markup percentage expressed as a fraction. This is another way to calculate the retail price based on the desired markup percentage. Initial markup. Retailer selling price initially set for the merchandise minus the cost of the merchandise. So this refers to the difference between the initial retail selling price set for the merchandise and the cost for acquiring or producing that merchandise. It's essentially the profit margin set at the time of pricing the product initially. Maintain markup, the actual sales realized for the merchandise minus its cost. This is the actual profit margin achieved after the merchandise has been sold. It is calculated by subtracting the costs associated with selling the merchandise from the revenue generated by selling the merchandise. In essence, it reflects the profit margin realized after considering all the costs associated with selling the initial markup percent, maintained markup percent as a percent of planned actual sales, plus reductions as a percent of planned actual sales, plus reduction as a percent of planned actual sales. Initial markup percentage. This is calculated by dividing the sum of the maintained markup percentage as a percent of planned actual sales and the reduction of percentage as a percent of planned actual sales by the sum of 100% in the reductions percentage as a percent of planned actual sales. Maintained markup percentage as a percent of planned actual sales. This represents the profit margin maintained after the merchandise is sold, expressed as a percentage of the planned actual sales. Reductions percentage as a percent of planned actual sales. This refers to any reductions or discounts applied to the merchandise expressed as a percentage of the planned actual sales. By dividing the sum of this percentage by the sum of 100% and the reductions percentage, the formula calculates the initial markup percentage, taking into account both the maintained markup and any reduction applied. Merchandise costs $60 if the buyer planned on reduction of 10% of sales and wanted a maintained markup of 33% for the merchandise. Calculate the initial markup percentage. 33% plus 10% equals 43%. Calculate the initial retail price using the formula. Initial retail price, cost 1, initial markup percent, initial retail price $0.60, 1, 0.43, initial retail price 0.57, initial retail price 1.05. So the initial retail price will be approximate 1.0.5. Profit impact of setting a retail price. The use of break-even analysis. A retailer might want to know break-even sales to generate a target profit. So retailers use break-even analysis to determine the level of sales required to achieve a specific target profit. This helps in setting realistic sales goals and understanding the profitability of different scenarios. Break-even volume and donor to justify introducing a new product line or department. Break-even sales change needed to cover a price change. Retailers use break-even analysis to determine the level of sales required to achieve a specific target profit. This helps in setting realistic sales goals and understanding the profitability of different scenarios. Break-even analysis. Break-even analysis is a method used to determine the point at which total revenue equals total cost, resulting in zero profit. It considers both fixed costs, which remain constant regardless of sales volume, and variable costs, which vary with the quantity of product produced and sold. Determines on the basis of a consideration of fixed and variable costs how much merchandise need to be sold to achieve a break-even zero profit. Break-even analysis determines, based on an assessment of both fixed and variable costs, the quantity of merchandise that needs to be sold to achieve a break-even point, where the business neither make a profit nor incurs a loss. By understanding this point, businesses can gauge the minimum level of sales required to cover all costs associated with producing and selling the merchandise. This analysis helps businesses set sales targets and pricing strategies to ensure profitability beyond the break-even point. Fixed costs don't change with the quantity of product produced and sold. So fixed costs are expenses that remain constant regardless of the quantity of product produced and sold. These costs do not fluctuate with change in production levels or sales volume over a certain period. Examples of fixed costs include rent of facilities, salaries of permanent employees, insurance premiums, and equipment depreciation. Regardless of whether a business produces and sells 1 unit, 1,000 of unit of a product, fixed costs remain unchanged. Variable costs vary directly with the quantity of product produced and sold. So variable costs are expenses that fluctuate in direct proportion to the quantity of product produced and sold by a business. As the production levels increase or decrease, variable costs also change accordingly. Examples of variable costs include the cost of raw materials, direct labor wage, utilities used in production, packaging materials, and sales commission based on the number of units sold. Essentially, the more products of business produce and sells.
Good day everyone, I'm Nurhaifa M. Muhammad. My topic is price adjustments. Retailers adjust prices over time or markdowns and for different customer segments or variable pricing. Number 1, why do retailers take markdowns? Ang markdown ay isang permanenteng pagbaba ng presyo para sa isang produkto sa pagtapos ng life cycle nito o seasonality. Ginagamit ang markdown upang pansamantalang pataasin ang demand para sa mga produktong mababa ang demand na may perpektang katagal upang magbenta sa isang stock. Ang mga markdown ay sanhi ng labis na inventarya sa pagtapos ng season ng pagbebenta. Number 2, how do they optimize markdown decisions? Ang markdown optimization ay ang aplikasyon ng pag-optimize ng pagbawas sa presyo, pagbebenta sa pamamagitan ng pagre-recommenda ng pinakamahusay na timing at lalim ng mga markdown na isinasaalang-alang ang shelf life ng bawat produkto, mga antas ng stock, kasalukuyan presyo, lifestyle at trend ng seasonality para sa layuning bawasan ang labis na inventaryo. Number 3, how do they reduce the amount of markdowns by working with vendors? Kaya ang unang paraan upang mabawasan sa isang retailer ang mga markdown ay ang pagkakaroon ng malakas na supply chain. Ang isang malakas na supply chain ay maaaring makatulong na bawasan ang lead time sa proseso sa pagkuha. Para sa isang kabago-bagong kategorya ng fashion, ang ilang retailer ay nagtatag ng mga supply chain na magpapahintulot sa kanila ng mga order ng 10 hanggang 10 linggo ng mga aga halip na 6 na buwan. Number 4, how do they liquidate markdown merchandise? Ang isang paraan ng ginagamit ng mga retailer or at ng mga mamamakyaw ay ang pagbebenta ng markdown na produkto sa mga lote or malaking tipak na merchandise sa mga third party na kumpanya ng liquidation. Ang mga ito ay kadalasan ang kumpanyang nakikitungo lamang sa mga sobra off-price na mga kalakal at mali nilang binibenta ang mga produktong iyon ay ang sekundarya at tertiaryong pamilyan. Number 5, why are the mechanics of taking markdowns? Upang makakulka ang porsyento ay retail markdown, dapat malamang ang original na presyo at presyo ng markdowns. Kung ibinigay ng dalawang halagang iyon, ang porsyento ng retail markdown ay kinakulkula sa pamamagitan ng pagbuha ng halaga ng bawat sa presyo na hinati sa original na presyo ng pagbebenta. Reason for taking markdowns. First, clearance markdowns to get rid of slow-moving, obsolete merchandise. Second, promotion markdowns to increase sales and promote merchandise, to increase traffic flow and sale of complementary products, generate excitement through a sale, to generate cost to buy additional merchandise. liquidating markdown merchandise, sell the merchandise to another retail, consolidate the unsold merchandise, place merchandise on internet auction site, donate merchandise to charity, carry the merchandise over the next season. Variable pricing and price discrimination. Retailers use a variety of techniques to maximize profits by changing different prices to the different customers. In individualized variable pricing or first degree of price discrimination, set unique price for each customer equal to customers' willingness to pay. Options personalized internet price. Self-selected variable pricing or second degree of the discrimination offer the same price schedule to the customers. First, quality discount, early bird special, over weekend travel discount. Solution to problem is implementation, price discrimination. Set prices based on customer characteristics related to willingness to pay. Second, fashion sensitivity. Customer will pay more to change higher prices when fashion first introduced, reduced price later in season. Price sensitive customers will expect effort to get lower prices, coupons. Elderly customers eat earlier and are more price sensitivity, so offer early bird special.
Good day everyone, my name is Rikami Sichon. I'm the beef reporter of the Topic 6 and I'm going to discuss the pricing techniques for increasing sales and profits. The first pricing technique is the dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing, also known as the individualized pricing, refers to the process of charging different prices for goods or services based on type of customer, time of the day, week or even season, and level of demand. Ideally, retailers could maximize their profits if they charge each customers as much as the customer was willing to pay. Dynamic pricing relies on algorithms and data analytics to analyze market conditions and customer behavior in order to determine the optimal price for a product or service at a given moment. By constantly adjusting prices, businesses can capitalize on fluctuation in demand, supplies, and other factors to maximize revenue. Pricing, consider a ride-sharing service like Uber that uses dynamic pricing to adjust fares based on demand and supply in real time. During times of high demand such as rush hour or bad weather, the price of a ride may increase significantly through a multiplier applied to standard fare. This surge pricing encourages more drivers to come online and meet the increased demand while also providing an incentive for customers to wait or seek alternative transportation options. Once demand decreases, price return to normal levels. The second pricing technique is the promotional markdowns. Retailers employ promotional markdowns to promote merchandise and increase sales. Markdown can increase customer traffic flow. Retailers plan promotions in which they take markdowns for holidays, for special events, and as part of their overall promotional program. Promotional markdowns are a common tactic used by businesses to create urgency and incentivize customers to make a purchase. By offering discounted prices for a limited time, businesses can attract price-sensitive customers, drive sales volume, and generate buzz around their products or services. Promotional markdowns can be strategically timed to coincide with holidays, seasonal trends, or product launches to example of promotional markdown is a grocery offering a BOGO or buy one get one promotion on select food item. Customers may receive a second item for free or at a discounted price when they purchase one at full price. This promotional markdown encourages customers to stock up on products they regularly use while providing added value and savings. The third pricing technique is the clearance markdowns for fashion merchandise. Fashion-conscious customers who have a high willingness to pay because they want to be the first to wear the latest fashion self-select to pay a higher prices. More price-sensitive customers wait to buy a merchandise at the end of the season when prices are lower. Clearance markdowns are strategic pricing tactic used by fashion retailers to liquidate slow-moving or outdated inventory and minimize losses. By discounting products that are not selling at their original price, retailers can stimulate demand, attract price-sensitive customers, and generate revenue from items that might otherwise be unsold. The fourth pricing technique is coupons. Coupons offers a discount on the price of specific items when they're purchased. Coupons are issued by manufacturers and retailers in newspaper, on products, on shelf, at the cash register, over the internet and mobile devices, and through the mail. Coupons are an attractive way to target price-sensitive customers because they will likely expend the extra effort to collect and redeem coupons, whereas price-sensitive customers will not. Coupons are widely used marketing tactic that help businesses attract new customers, retain existing ones, and stimulate sales. By offering discounts or incentives through coupons, businesses can increase customer traffic, drive sales volume, and build brand loyalty. Coupons are also effective for introducing new products, clearing out existing inventory, and promoting seasonal or holiday sales. The fifth pricing technique is price bundling. Price bundling is the practice of offering two or more different products or services for sales at one price. Price bundling increases both unit and dollar sales by increasing the amount of merchandise brought during a store visit. Price bundling leverages the complementary nature of products or services to create more attractive offering for customers. By bundling related items together, businesses can increase sales volume, encourage customers to try new products, and differentiate themselves from competitors. Price bundling is commonly used in industries such as telecommunications, software, hospitality, and retail. Example of price bundling. A food restaurant offers a value meal bundle, includes a sandwich, fries, and a drink for a bundled price that is lower than the individual prices of each item. Individually, the sandwich costs $5, the fries cost $2, and the drink costs $1, for a total of $7 if purchased separately. However, the bundled price for the value meal is $5, offering customers a $2 discount compared to buying each item individually. The 6 to 10 pricing techniques will be discussed by Mr. Miko Baldonado.
Quantity discount. Quantity discount, also called multiple unit pricing, refers to the practice of offering two or more similar product or service for sale and one low total price. For example, a convenience store may sell 3 or 1 liters bottle of soda for $2.39 when the price a single one bottle is 99 cents, a saving of 58%. Zone pricing. Zone pricing is the practice of charging different price different store, markets, regions, or zone. Retailers generally use zone pricing to address different competitive situations in their various markets. Leader pricing. Leader pricing is the practice of pricing certain items lower than normal to increase customer traffic flow or boost. Some retailers call the product loss leader. Strictly sense, loss leader are sold below cost and will therefore be considered a predatory pricing, in which the next section but a product doesn't have to sold. Pricing lining. Retailers frequently offer limited numbers of predetermined price points within merchandise category practice as known as limited lining. For example, cell phones provider offer the same and different prices depending on features. A phone with a basic camera is likely to lower cost than the same phone with a camera of better quality. Odd pricing. Odd pricing refers to the practice of using price that ends odd number, typically a 9. Odd pricing has long history retailing. In 19th and early 20th centuries, odd pricing has used to reduce loss due to employee theft. For example, business might choose to price product 99 pesos instead of 100 pesos to make the product appear much cheaper.
Legal and ethical pricing issues. Deceptive reference prices. A reference price is a price against which buyers compare the actual selling price of a product, facilitating their evaluation process. If the reference price is bona fide, the advertisement is informative, but if it's inflated or fictitious, it may cause harm. Ang pagtukoy sa isang reference na presyo ay mahirap dahil ito ay nakasalalay on the standard use, ang bilang ng mga unit na nabili o mabibili at kung ang item ay inaalok para sa pagbibenta sa isang regular na presyo. Predatory pricing. Predatory pricing is when a dominant retailer set prices below its cost to drive competitors out of business, hoping to raise prices when competition is eliminated. Independent booksellers accuse Walmart, Target, and Amazon of illegal pricing, but this is difficult to prove. Horizontal price fixing. Horizontal price fixing is illegal and reduces competition between retailers. Retailers should avoid discussing prices or terms with competitors, as buyers can find competitor prices through advertisement, website, or stores. Bait and switch tactics. A bait and switch is an unlawful practice where a store lures customers into purchasing a higher price model by advertising a lower than normal price. This often involves inadequate inventory or salespeople promoting the higher price model. Para maiwasan mga issue sa FTC, ang mga retailer ay dapat magkaroon ng sapat na inventory and offer and check para sa mga out of stock na merchandise.